Level 1. The applicant. You start like everyone else. A laptop, a quiet room, a simple form on the CIA website. Name, education, work history. You click Submit. And then you wait. 6 months later, an email appears. They want to interview you. You fly to Virginia on your own money. The building looks ordinary. Fluorescent lights, gray walls, bad coffee. Nothing about it feels important. Until you walk into the room. 4 hours. Questions come fast. Where did you grow up? What languages do you speak? Have you ever used drugs? Have you ever been arrested? They sound random. They're not. They're building a profile, watching patterns, looking for hesitation, looking for cracks. You leave the room thinking you did well. Then comes the polygraph. A strap tightens across your chest. Sensors clip onto your fingers. A blood pressure cuff squeezes your arm until it tingles. The room is silent. Too silent. Have you ever committed a crime you weren't caught for? Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing changes. The machine records everything. What you don't know is that it can't actually detect lies. It measures stress, fear, discomfort. But in this room, that feels like the truth itself. So you start talking. Small things, stupid things, things you buried years ago. You confess because it feels like they already know. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. You've been accepted into the Clandestine Service Trainee Program. Welcome to the CIA. Level 2. The trainee. The farm. They send you to a place that doesn't officially exist. Camp Perry. They call it the farm. 9,000 acres of woods, swamps, and training facilities hidden behind fences and armed guards. For the next 18 months, this is your world. Your day starts at 5 a.m., a 5-mile run through thick Virginia fog. You can taste the moisture in the air. No talking, no slowing down. Breakfast is fast, silent, functional. Then the real training begins. You learn how to spot surveillance, and more importantly, how to spot it. A car that turns when you turn. A stranger who looks at you twice. A man in a cafe whose coffee hasn't moved in 40 minutes. Patterns inside patterns. You learn how to disappear. Through a store, up an escalator, across a floor, into a service corridor, out a loading dock. 30 seconds later, you're gone. You learn how to break in, how to plant a listening device in a room you were never supposed to enter, and leave no evidence you were there. Embassy-grade locks, government safes, rooms you were never supposed to enter, and how to leave without a trace. You practice photographing classified documents in seconds. In, click, out, like you were never there. Then comes the real skill, recruitment, turning people. You study human weakness through a simple framework: mice, money, ideology, coercion, ego. Everyone fits somewhere. Your job is to find where and push. They run you through simulations in real cities: Richmond, Norfolk, Washington. Your instructors hunt you. If they catch you, you fail. 40% don't make it, not because they're weak, because they break. Sleep deprivation, staged interrogations, 72 hours of psychological pressure designed to make you question reality itself. You forget what's real, what you said, what actually happened, and still you're expected to function. The ones who survive aren't the strongest. They're the ones who can split themselves in two. The part that does the job and the part that lives with it. You learn how to lie, not just to others, but to yourself. Because if you can't, you won't last here. Level 3. The case officer. You graduate. They hand you a badge and a cover. You are now an operations officer. Your first posting is an embassy in South Asia. Hot air, dense cities, layers of politics you're not supposed to see. Officially, you're a political attaché. Your name is on a diplomatic list. You attend receptions, shake hands, smile. Unofficially, you're a spy. Every conversation is an evaluation. Every laugh, every pause, every glance. You scan the room constantly. Who has access? Who has pressure? Who has something to lose? You don't look for strong people. You look for cracks. Debt, addiction, ambition, resentment. Everyone has something. Your job is to find it, then use it. Your first target works inside the foreign ministry, mid-level, quiet, overlooked. But he has access, and he has a problem. Gambling. You meet him by chance, or at least that's what he thinks. A drink, then another. You listen more than you talk. You become familiar. Safe. You help him once, a small loan, then again, and again. Months pass. The number grows, $50,000. He can't repay it. You both know that, but you never say it. Not yet. Then, one night, you ask for a favor. Nothing serious, just a few internal documents. He hesitates, but not for long, because by now, the decision was made months ago. You didn't force him. You built the situation, piece by piece. There are no heroic moments here, no action scenes, no gunfire, just patience. Cold, precise manipulation stretched over time. You go back to the embassy that night, eat dinner, make small talk, and feel nothing. Level 4, the NOC, non-official cover. Most officers work under official cover. Diplomats, military attachés. If they get caught, they're expelled. Embarrassed, but safe. You're offered something else. Non-official cover, NOC. The most dangerous job in the intelligence world. No embassy, no badge, no diplomatic immunity. Nothing connects you to the United States. If you get caught, no one is coming. The CIA will deny you. The State Department will deny you. Even the president will deny you. You don't exist. You say yes. They build you a legend, a complete identity. You're now a consultant for a firm that doesn't really do consulting. A real company, real office, real clients. None of them know who you are. You live your cover full-time. Your neighbors believe it. Your friends believe it. Your family believes it. They think you left government work years ago. You let them think that. All communication is indirect, a chalk mark on a wall. A package taped under a park bench, a message hidden inside an ordinary website, dead drops, signals, patterns. You never meet the same contact twice in the same way. You vary your routes, your routines, your habits. Every reflection is a check. Every passing car is a question. You memorize faces. Who's been there too often? Who looked at you too long? You sleep with a packed bag under your bed and a passport that isn't yours. This is your life now. 2 identities, one visible, one real. And no one on earth knows both. Not your family, not your friends, no one. If you disappear tonight, there will be no call, no explanation, just silence. Because officially, you were never there. Level 5, the paramilitary officer. They pull you out before your cover breaks. A surveillance team too close, a pattern you didn't see in time. Not exposed, but close enough. You're extracted, quietly. 3 weeks in a windowless room back in Virginia. Debrief after debrief. Then they give you a new path. The Special Activities Center, SAC. This isn't about deception anymore. This is about action. Direct, violent, final. You go through another 6 months of training. Weapons, explosives, close quarters combat. You learn to clear a room in seconds, to move with a team without speaking. High-altitude jumps from 30,000 feet, free fall in complete silence. Combat diving, SEER training. They lock you in a box for hours, then days, teach you what captivity feels like. Most of your instructors are former Tier 1 operators. They don't care about your intelligence skills. They care if you can survive. Your first deployment is Afghanistan. No embassy, no suit. You grow a beard, wear local clothes, live in a mud compound with militia fighters who've been at war longer than you've been alive. Your job is simple. Find targets, eliminate them. You watch through binoculars as a Hellfire missile hits a building. A flash, then nothing. Sometimes the intelligence is perfect. The target is there. Sometimes it isn't. The coordinates are off. 200 meters, a different building, a different family. You don't see the faces clearly, just movement, then silence. No one talks about those missions, not officially, but you remember them. At night, when it's quiet. You tell yourself it was necessary, that it saves lives. Sometimes you believe it, sometimes you don't. And that's when it starts, the doubt. The line between right and wrong getting harder to see. Level 6, the team leader. 5 years in, you get promoted. Team leader, 8 operators under your command. Every decision you make, they live or die by it. Your next deployment is Libya, after the fall. The country is collapsing in real time. Militias control entire cities. Weapons depots have been looted. No one answers to anyone. Your mission is clear. Find and secure chemical weapons before someone else does. Mustard gas, possibly worse. 6 weeks on the ground. You move at night, sleep in short bursts. Safe houses rotate every 48 hours. Nothing is permanent. You deal with people who lie for a living. Militia commanders, informants, men who switch sides depending on who pays more. You pay them anyway. You gather fragments, and slowly, a picture forms. 3 hidden caches, 15 tons of chemical weapons. Official reports said they didn't exist. You destroy them in place, set the charges, step back. The explosion turns everything into fire and smoke. You watch it burn, and hope the wind doesn't change direction. On your last night, it happens. An ambush. Gunfire from a side street. Fast. Close. One of your men goes down, then another. You move without thinking, return fire, drag one of them out. Half a mile to the extraction point, rounds snapping past your head. The helicopter arrives. You get out. One survives, one doesn't. Days later, you write the letter to his family. You use words like service, sacrifice, grateful nation. You don't mention the street, the gunfire, the blood. You don't mention how he died, because the official story is not the real one, and you're the one who writes it. Level 7, the station chief. 15 years in, your body is breaking down. A shoulder that slips out of place, Afghanistan. Knees that grind every morning. Too many parachute landings, a constant ringing in your left ear. From an explosion in a country you're not allowed to name. You're 42. You feel 60. They promote you anyway. Chief of Station. COS. The senior CIA officer in an entire country. Everything runs through you now. Every operation, every asset, every piece of intelligence. You manage 40 officers, hundreds of local assets. You meet the ambassador every morning. Formal, controlled, predictable. Then you meet the others. Local intelligence services. Some are allies. Some are adversaries pretending to be allies. Some were once your assets. People you recruited years ago. Now they run their own services. You sit across from them and pretend the past doesn't exist. You approve operations that could trigger international incidents. You shut down missions that carry too much risk. Every decision is a gamble. Every success is classified. Every failure ends up on the front page. You sleep 4 hours a night, if you're lucky. Your marriage ended during your second tour in the Middle East. Not in one moment, just distance, time apart. Too many things you couldn't explain. Your kids are grown now. You see them occasionally. They know your cover story. They know the version of you that exists on paper, not the one sitting in this chair, not the one making these decisions. You run everything here, but the life you had is already gone. Level 8, the Black Site Commander. They need someone to run a place that doesn't exist, a black site, in a country that will deny it's there. You say yes. Inside, there are cells, no windows, no names. The prisoners are high-value detainees, terrorist leaders, bomb makers, financiers, couriers, captured in raids across a dozen countries. They were never formally arrested, never stood before a judge. No lawyers, no rights, no official existence. As far as the world knows, they disappeared. Your job is simple. Extract intelligence by any means allowed. Enhanced interrogation, a phrase carefully designed to sit between what the law forbids and what the government needs. Sleep deprivation, 72 hours or more. Stress positions held until muscles fail, then held longer. Waterboarding, a cloth over the face, water poured until the body believes it's drowning. Some of these methods were legal when you started. Others became legal later. Approved on paper, in offices far away from here. You tell yourself it's necessary, that the information saves lives. Some nights, you believe it. Other nights, you don't sleep. You lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you're still on the right side, or if that line disappeared a long time ago. 2 years pass. You leave quietly. They give you a commendation. No ceremony, no record. Officially, it never happened. just like everything else. Level 9. The Division Director. You're back at Langley, 25 years after you first walked in, not knowing what this job would cost. Every morning you pass the memorial wall. 139 stars. No names. Some of them you recognize. You keep walking. You now run an entire division of the National Clandestine Service. Hundreds of officers, thousands of assets worldwide. Information flows through you. So does money. Billions in black budget funding, money that officially doesn't exist. You brief the president, recommend drone strikes, authorize operations in countries where you're not supposed to be. On paper, none of it happens. In closed rooms, senators ask questions. You give answers that are true, but never complete. They don't want the full truth. They want distance, plausible deniability, and you provide it. This system runs on secrets, on decisions no one admits to, on consequences no one owns. And now, you're one of the people keeping it alive. Level 10. The Ghost. 30 years. That's how long it takes. You retire quietly. A small ceremony in a conference room at Langley. 50 people. No cameras. The director gives a speech. Sacrifice. Dedication. The price of freedom. People clap. Some of them are crying. You receive the Distinguished Intelligence Cross, the highest award the CIA can give. It goes into a box in your closet because you can't display it. You can't explain it. If anyone finds it, you'll say it's a replica. You sign more papers, non-disclosure agreements. Everything you did, everything you saw, everything you know is classified for the rest of your life. Telling the truth is a crime. You move to a house in Virginia, quiet, isolated. You don't have many friends. The people who understood you are gone, scattered, retired, dead. You can't explain the scars. You can't explain why you check the locks 3 times before bed, why you wake up at 3 a.m. and walk the perimeter, looking for something that isn't there. Your pension is generous. Your health care is excellent. But none of that touches what's inside your head. The missions that went wrong, the names you still remember, the people who disappeared because you asked them to. None of it officially happened. None of it ever will. You are a ghost. And one day, when you're gone, there will be a star on a wall. No name, just a mark. Another silent sacrifice. And somewhere, right now, someone is filling out that application, sitting in a dorm room or a barracks, dreaming. They have no idea what they're walking into. But they will. They always do.